Welcome to this freshly hatched, unmatched batch from scratch, the show where, just like our emotions, the beers are bottled in canned.
Every episode, we try some beer, talk about life. We really don't know shit about either, so don't set your expectations too high.
Our credentials, null. Our expertise, void, so don't take anything we say too serious.
Let's talk some shit.
Well, welcome back to Bottled and Canned. It's episode number 37. I'm Matt.
I'm Jason.
Man, what's up, buddy? It's been a minute.
Oh, you want to tell you everything was up today?
I meant more like rhetorically.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't have anything going on in your life that anyone wouldn't call a normal situation. everything you got going on is pretty typical, I would say. So when I say what's up, I know what I'm walking into for sure. But what I meant to say was it's been a minute. We're a little rusty on the mics and stuff.
Yeah.
How you been, bro?
I've been tremendous. I couldn't be better.
Right. Okay. Let's look at the macro here. Let's look at the long view. I mean, that's yeah.
Do you ever have those times in your life where you're like, I just could use a win?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Right now. Well, maybe we could have a win, and maybe we could change your trajectory into a more positive path. Maybe this is something that will per se turn the tide, as it will, turn the tables, as it will. Maybe this is a seminal moment.
Do you know
in that
interesting?
path.
I hope so. But do you know something interesting about tides that I just learned from Neil deGrasse Tyson, or whatever the hell his name is?
Sure.
Did I say his name right?
Sure.
Or is it Neil Tyson deGrasse?
It's Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay. Well, you know the tides don't actually come in and out; they stay put. The Earth spins, and that's what creates it. Like the moon is like kind of always pulling like this way, and the Earth spins around, so it makes it appear as though it's a high tide or a low tide, but really the Earth is spinning into that point of the water.
Yeah, dude.
Thought that was neat.
Without the moon.
Yeah, but I always thought as the moon moved, it was pulling the water. It's actually the Earth is what's kind of spinning on its axis, pulling.
Yeah.
So we're going into where the water is pulled. I thought that was interesting.
And that's what's wild about. I think it's so funny when you talk about either him or like any other kind of those Carl Sagan or certain people like describing these phenomenons or mechanics of space and the universe. It is like, what are you saying? The surface of that planet is what? Like it's just the shit doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
No, like those we talked about before, those planets that rain diamonds. Like what?
Yeah, like
how's
that. Like that makes any fucking sense. Sorry, I also want to say it's not that I'm like very happy right now in this way. Is that we've been doing the show a long time, like 38 episodes, and Lulu has been here for the show. We usually have to trap my dog Mandu outside, and so Lulu's like the studio dog. This is the first time we've got Mandu here in the studio just hanging out with us today, just laying down, just chilling, like not being he usually would just be such a pain in the ass and like such a handful, and he'd want to get out right away, right? So this is crazy. It's never happened before.
No, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah,
I wonder what would happen if she was here too. They would probably not.
They would probably be so happy. So, and I just wanted to send a video just because I just didn't want to miss out on this moment in my life. So anyway, that's why I was taking a video. My bad, brother. But anyway, but anyway, I think when you hear some of those like crazy smart people talk and explain things so simply, you're just like, damn, you make it sound so simple, but it is such a complex, crazy thing that even exists, and we're like the right distance from our moon and the sun and all that for even that to be possible, So wild shit on that front. So honestly, man, it feels like you could use a drink, and so maybe we go into today's beer. Today's beer. Jason. Today's beer.
Matt,
what's up?
Would you mind sharing with our listeners and myself what beer it is?
Oh, well, I wouldn't mind at all. Today's beer is PB&J mixtape grape edition from Zool Brewing Company. That's PB&J mixtape grape edition.
I can't wait to try this because I love Uncrustables.
Dope. And they're based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And you want to hear something kind of nice in case you are on a health kick, Jason. I know sometimes you can be quite healthy and all that. Did you know that this beer is going to be gluten-free? In fact, our first gluten-free beer.
That's fantastic.
You love hearing that? Sorry, I was adjusting stuff. Yeah. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Say it? Yeah, happy?
Yeah.
All right. So it's kind of a sour, though. But I bet you I bet it's going to be augmented with some sweet flavors. Maybe it's quite balanced and acidic and sweet and creamy. We'll find out. But I'm excited. But what do you got?
I'm just trying to decide if I need to plug my computer in because I've got 36 minutes. But I'm sure we'll be able to get to the time killer.
Oh, yeah. We'll get there fast today. We'll get right through that. We got a lot. The main discussion, I think, is going to be pretty heavy today. Not heavy in emotion, but just like heavy. Like there's a lot of stuff we can chew through on that topic, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
I'm done with emotions today.
Let's go. I know we'll have some fun. So, all right, buddy. Like, describe the can though for the listeners. What do you think of the can?
Well, it says PB&J mixtape, and okay, so it's 80s because it's got a mixtape on there, which is dope. And then it's covered in peanut butter and jelly, and I like it. I was really excited. Ooh, it's red. It looked like jam. I was really excited when I saw this. I go. My first thought when I saw the can without reading, because you know how I am about reading, is that I saw, and I was like, oh, that looks like peanut butter and jelly. That was me, dude.
Oh, it's all good. I splashed myself. I just was like, it just scared me. I was looking away at the screen, putting the beer clip back on the stream, and it was just like, hit me with water in the elbow. I was like, ah! But yeah, no, it looks pretty thick. You know what I mean? I think, again, they've really augmented some sours. Again, peanut butter and jelly.
Before we have our sip,
yeah,
let's cheers to another episode of.
Cheers to episode 37, brother. Good to have it back. So,
yeah.
All right, let's do this. Here we go.
What's the name of this episode?
We don't know yet. Well, we always name it during. What are you talking about, bro?
Oh, that's good.
Interesting.
That's good.
Interesting.
No, it's good.
Whoa. My God.
My buddy brought me, I think I said this before on the
What?
show, he brought me like a mead, and it was a jam peanut butter and jelly mead that was so good. This tastes like an Uncrustable. Somebody put an Uncrustable in my beer.
Okay, so like this whole time I was prepping for the show, I know I've never had it. I saw it on the rack. I had an idea for a topic. I grabbed it. I didn't even look at these ratings. I want to tell you right now, this thing has over 13,000 check-ins, which is wild, and it's a 4.44 average on an app. That on this app, that is crazy numbers. So I just admit, the moment I tasted it, I thought to myself, this thing better be high rated, just because of how much I enjoyed it. And it's just so funny that I just turn it and clock, go, wow. Okay, so this is a great beer. This is a really balanced beer. This is a really hard style to pull off, I think. And I would, if someone would argue with me, there's too much peanut butter in that, I would understand where that person was coming from.
Too much peanut butter?
Right, but to me, that is like the perfect amount of peanut butter, and it is pretty dominant in there at some point in the palate. But I mean, that's great. That's great.
It's solid, dude. It is really good. It is really good. It literally tastes like if you like an Uncrustable or like the Trader Joe's version or any of the, they all taste the same to me, but yeah.
And that's gluten-free beer. Now, I did find a gluten-free brewery called Evasion, I think. The sticker's right there. Yeah, Evasion Brewing Company up in Portland, right across the street from Kachka, one of the top 3 meals of my life. Check out Kachka, the rabbit stew. It's incredible.
The wholesale food store?
No, that's Costco. Kachka is what this is.
Do they also have cheap gas?
It's like Eastern European food. It's like incredible.
This is good.
Anyway, let's not talk about that. Anyway, but they were all gluten-free.
When was the last time you had a beer?
What?
When was the last time you had a beer?
Okay, what do you mean? A beer?
Yeah.
I had a beer before you came.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. This brewery is gluten-free only. They had some really solid stuff. This is like... how is this gluten-free? That's all I'm...
all I taste is gluten. They did a good job.
I'm getting gluted, dude. I'm getting gluted and looted right now. I feel like what is
Gluted and looted.
I'm getting gluted and looted, dude. It's 6.5, dude. This thing is tasty. Sweet.
Can that be our episode title?
Gluted and looted, sure, bro.
I don't even know. I don't even know how to spell it.
Well, gluted would be like your glutes, like GLUTED, like I'm giving gluted, and then looted would just be like LOOTED, like you're robbed.
Yeah,
gluted and looted, bro. Yeah,
that's good.
All right, so we got.
I'm gonna get through this too quickly.
We gotta rate this. I got backup beers for you. All right, we gotta rate this Volker. It's gonna be a big score for me. It's gonna be a big number.
Oh, look at that pour. Kind of looks like wine in the color, which is interesting.
I hate how much I like this. Oh my god!
Can you all see that shit? It looks it's like red. It looks brown on TV.
I'm sorry I keep smacking my lips. Probably fucking gross. It is so good. Nuts. Okay. I don't know, man. This is gonna be a monster score here for me. Would you like some beer analytics real quick before you score?
No, because we haven't had PB&J. This doesn't count. What style of beer is
this?
this?
Would be a sour, like a gluten-free sour. Technically in the sour category, but anyway. So I will say this: this is our 8th sour on the show, and that's our first gluten-free.
Let's look at the analytics because I know where I want to rank this.
Honestly,
relatively speaking,
I also thought you'd be excited to see this. I didn't want to tell you this till after you scored. I have provided an average score bucket now on the spreadsheet.
Oh.
Your average score is a 4.18, and my average score is a 4.23.
Oh, I thought I'd been winning.
Turns out,
well, that 5, you gave something a 5. That
right,
way,
which was more a ceremonious 5. That's always going to get a 5 on that episode.
I can give this a 6, so I can get back up there.
No, you can't do that. But that's not the point. I think that's just more reflective of the scores.
Do you have by style? Like, what's my average for sours?
Oh God, I haven't. Oh, that's a good idea. I should do that. I will do that for next episode. I'll break down the metrics by style. Then I like that. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Let
me look at some of my sours.
Other sours you've had would be like you gave a 2.51. Sorry, a 2.51 to your first sour that we ever had. That you gave a 4.57 to the Big Papaya. Call me Big Papaya episode. Slushy Light you did not love as much. A smoothie sour pastry. And then
I gave it a 4.57.
No, where?
Is that what you said?
On this one, on the Big Papaya, that was a fruited sour. And then, sorry, this is probably boring as shit, but this pastry sour you gave a 4.61.
Not beer Jesus, I bet he loves it.
Yeah, pastry smoothie sour you gave 4.61, and then you gave a 4.12 to another one. So
those are high.
You haven't been like totally off them, but you always like them usually augmented to the point. Like usually, if it was like a smoothie sour, you scored it higher.
What's your score on this one?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
This is like
because I need to win.
This is gonna be a monster score for me, but it's just like I'm giving it a little bit of like a bump because it's like gluten free, and for some reason that sounds. Like, again, if I was trying to be healthier or try not to get inflammation or something, like it's just something I would pound these at night with a little less guilt, and I could pound these, though. It's odd that it's, like, very sweet, but it leaves me wanting more. It's almost like it has it doesn't come across salty. It's not what I'm saying. But when something has the right amount of salt, you just want to go back in for more. And for whatever
like
that phenomenon
potato chip
is,
commercial, whereas like you can't just have one.
Right, and it's just whatever they've done here has created that balance, and all I want to do is like sip and chug this thing at the same time. It's really rough. So this is a monster score. Sorry for the setup. This is going to be a 4.75.
Ooh, I was going to give it
a 4.75.
So my first thought was I was going to give it a 4.44, so that was right on par with the average. Now I couldn't while your screen went out. I couldn't talk for some reason. Is that
was wild?
Am I connected to your screen?
Bad, bro. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go 4.7 because it's the highest one I've had. That's why I want to know because
it would be higher than the 4.61 you gave.
Yeah,
right?
I want to make sure I was higher. Okay. And I could go higher as high as you, but I'm trying.
Now you feel like you can't do that because I told you the average, and then it feels like you're playing the game too hard.
Right.
Science.
Huh. Some motherfucker. That science thing.
Okay, listen to me. So I think, again, we've got a good main discussion that we always tie into the name of the beer. So we'll get there. But I feel like because your laptop's dying, we're running out of time, maybe we should do the... It's a time killer and vein filler. Man, what do you got today for us, Jason?
All right. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but in America, we celebrate Halloween.
Tomorrow is Halloween.
All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve.
With all them witches. What are the Sanderson sisters are going to be out?
Oh, the Hocus Pocus girls?
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It's usually a tradition. We used to watch it, Hocus Pocus on.
Are you dressing up tomorrow? Oh, yeah, I got this to do.
I was going to, because I was going to be in Indiana for Halloween, so there was a costume to go to a costume party. Not going for some reasons. The trip had to get rescheduled, and I think I'm going to wear a costume tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
But it's not as cool as that thing.
I'm Miss Buzz Lightyear, baby.
Oh, is that who that is? I played softball last night, and one of the teams we played last night was all dressed up, and we smoked them. Probably because it's hard to play in a costume.
That's how I feel like when I play a game and I'm really good at it. I always use the default skins, and then all these people spend all this money, all these crazy cool-looking fire skins and all these crazy cars, and they just get their ass beat by like a normal-looking person, and I'm just like, doesn't that hurt? Damn. All right, anyway.
No, it happens like go play golf. Sometimes you see a guy like looks like he's a PGA.
Bro.
He looks like a PGA Tour pro. He's got the, top of the line, everything, the newest, latest, and then he's shooting 105. You're like, what, dude? I got decent equipment, but it's always secondhand off my buddy who's one of those guys, but he's really good. I'm like, all right, dude, I smoked you.
That's what I mean. Anyways, I don't want to shame anyone, but it's just it's funny. I prefer that.
Okay.
Real quick though, I am a K-pop demon hunters. We're doing that as a family tomorrow.
Ooh,
all of us.
I'm not gonna tell you how it ends.
What are you talking about? All right, anyway, go ahead.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, we the kids have seen it 100 times.
I try to tell my nephew that the dude is a good guy, the one demon, the one that sacrifices.
Yeah.
I go, see, he's battling. Yeah. He wants to be good, but he's thinking
she's also good, but she's tainted with the bads, and she's trying to prove she's good. It's complicated. Everybody's complicated, the good guys and the bad guys. It's a human story. Okay.
From what I've heard, life can be complicated.
Debatable. You know what would you know? All right.
It's usually a walk in the park.
All right, hit me with some Halloween stuff now.
All right, dude. So this is today's game is called Haunted History. It's a would you rather game. So I looked up some most haunted places. There's 5 most haunted places. And I need to zoom in because, there we go. So, Mr. Matt, I almost did the whole thing.
Matt.
Well, I was going to say the whole thing, and I was like, you know what? Not going to do that. Everyone knows it's Slime Boy 702. All right. So, would you rather spend a night alone in the Stanley Hotel's room 217, where the ghosts of the head housekeeper might be neatly unpacking your clothes and tuck you into bed? That's a weird haunting. Is where this.
It's like suspiciously specific haunting.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Okay.
I don't think she does any like ghost sex with you though. It wouldn't be cheating, or would it be cheating if it was a ghost? I don't know.
Debatable.
Okay, we'll cover that next topic. All right, or B, be locked in a cell for 24 hours at the Eastern State Penitentiary and be haunted by the vengeful, screaming ghosts of Jimmy Clark, who tormented Al Capone.
Does it give me any kind of indication of what city and state these locations are in, or those?
I don't know where the Stanley Hotel is. I had to go back and look it up. It was in Gemini, and I don't know where.
Okay, I have an answer here though. No matter what,
it's got to be.
I'll stay in the Stanley.
It's got to be.
I'm not staying in the penitentiary if I have the choice of staying in a haunted hotel room.
Yeah.
I sleep pretty hard. If I wake up and my stuff is folded and someone sat on the bed next to me or something, like, I'm not even going to know they were there. So
the only problem is you would just assume it was your wife and not be appreciative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like that's her job.
Yeah,
but then you find out it's the ghost. You're like, oh, what a nice ghost we have here.
That's how the rumor started. Everyone just thought it was their wives doing it
right.
for years. And so, yeah.
All right, how about this one? Would you rather be trapped in a pitch black body chute, it's a death tunnel, at the Waverly Hills Sanatorium, where thousands of deceased tuberculosis patients were moved, or B, stand at the top of the abandoned Pavagilia Island bell tower at midnight, knowing that the mad doctor that plunged to his death died, like jumped from that spot that's haunting that area? So which one?
Read me the second one again.
It was in the abandoned bell tower where a doctor plunged to his death from that spot. That's haunting that spot.
Bell tower. I have a heights thing, but the bell tower, I feel
Yeah.
like it's a little bit of a smaller square footage once you're up top.
And you're only dealing with one
ghost,
as,
yeah.
as hundreds and thousands of ghosts at the
like a lot more.
I agree. That was an easy one.
A lot more spirit.
All right. How about this one? Sleep in a notoriously active stateroom B340 aboard the Queen Mary, which,
The boat, right?
yeah. I think there was a one of those haunting shows where they go investigate and they freaked out. I heard it on a podcast one time, where an unseen force might pull the covers off of you, turn on the bathroom lights. Like, not nice things. They're not folding. It's like there's something really freaky about this one. Or spend the night in Lizzie Borden's house, John Moore's suite, the exact room where Lizzie's stepmother Abby Borden was brutally murdered. I guess these are both very creepy places.
Yeah, I'll do the Lizzie Borden room.
Why is that?
I just don't believe in ghosts, so none of these actually scare me. So I want the comfier place.
You've never had a
no.
Dude. Okay. Well,
Like, I've been craving it. I've always wanted it. I've romanticized it. I'm open to it.
let me just tell
I
you,
watch
the first
movies. I watch the stuff. I love the spooky, the strange, dark, and mysterious. I'm into it. There's no way it's real. It's what it feels like. Again, it's just also at the same time I'm saying that we've had this discussion before, and it's just like, obviously I think at some point there has to be some science to it and leftover energy or like lingering something. Like, there's more complicated stuff than I could ever understand going on. Eventually we will look back and be able to say, oh, now we can measure it. This is science. This is how this works. We're not there yet. And so but I just mean like from the capacity of like ghosts wearing old time clothes and like coming out and packing your bags. It's just,
dude. So
kiss my
unless you've
hot
ever
ass,
had
bro,
a paranormal,
you know?
Okay. So first of all, it's hard to say based on what we know of all the things that we've talked about before that can be perceived. We can only see and hear such a small fraction. You can't say that. You can't confidently say that it's not a possibility, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I think, yes.
And
yes.
and if you've had paranormal experiences,
right.
where you think, hey, there's got to be a logical thing, like in our terms, like what could this be? How could that be? What was going on? There's all this. I don't know, man. The first time it happens, it's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
And then you get used to it, and then you just kind of chalk it up to, it was probably something reasonable or of our world, right? Like, because I think what happens a lot of times, people have experienced these things, but they just dismiss it, almost like, they say, somebody had said, you can always see your nose through your eyes, but your brain filters it out. So you don't actually see it unless you're paying attention. Now you catch it on your periphery once you start talking about it. You're like, oh yeah, I can fucking see that thing. But you don't see it on a daily basis, right? And I think what happens with people when they have experiences they can't explain, they easily dismiss them because it doesn't really click or make sense, and it had to be something normal.
Okay, so let me feed you this a little placation. I don't want to interrupt the game, but I think you will find this fascinating, and I could have swore I've told you this on the show. This will be one of those moments that connects what you just said, I think, pretty bigly, or largely for you.
Or bigly.
Bigly gluten. Gluty, what was it?
Gluty tooty?
Bigly gluted and looted.
Yes.
Bigly gluted and looted. All right, so there was this
Freshly porn.
There was one documentary. It's called "What the Bleep Do We Know?" Like, very specifically, "What the Bleep Do We Know?" And there was this one psychologist or psychiatrist or doctor of brain sciences. I'm so fucking dumb. And neurologist. I don't give a shit. Whatever, something. So she says basically that the story or the concept is like, back in Pocahontas days, the Native Americans were standing on the shore, and there was one guy, one shaman, that was looking out over the water, and all he could see in the water was like the white waves. There was like white waves kind of like coming toward the shore, and it was coming for days. So he's just looking, and he could see them slowly coming toward, and eventually, as it got close, out of like some point in his brain, he started to see ships and sails, and he could actually like see the white man, the Europeans, like coming toward shore. At first, his brain could not contemplate the idea of these giant, massive wooden ships and these sails and like all this technology and like this outside force coming in. the shaman, the man could not perceive those things, but he sat and he thought, and again, his brain eventually like came to the reality that something else is like pushing the waves. What could it be? It opened his mind, and then he could see the ships, and then he was able to tell the rest of the village, hey, these giant wooden ships, and then people would like come to the shore, and they were there, they could see them. I think it's a thought experiment. I think it's the point that like UFOs, ghosts, whatever those things, and again, unmeasurable science, people cannot contemplate what they're seeing, right? They can't even like fathom a UFO, a flying saucer, like a ghost in front of them, because their brain doesn't even know it's real or think it's real. And so even if it's standing right in front of them, they can't see it. Just
Dude,
like that shaman.
the brain is fucking
all right,
smart.
That was, I hope that made
But
sense.
no, that made sense because it was like that when I told that story about when being in Romania and we were like, we had this puree served to us and we all thought it was potatoes. And we're like, this is the weirdest tasting potato I've ever had. Like, what is this? No one can put their finger on it. Like, we thought it was potatoes, so our brain was trying to make it potatoes. And it's like, oh, this is potatoes. And I got it tastes so weird. And then we asked the maitre d', thank you, sir. He said, hey, what is this shit? And he goes, oh, that's a celery puree. I go, celery? It doesn't taste anything like celery. As soon as he said it was celery, we take it back. I go, holy shit, how did we not know that it tasted exactly like celery?
Was it celeriac with a C? And that's more of like a root vegetable that tastes like celery, and it comes out a little thicker like a potato. So I was wondering if it was celeriac. Celeriac.
It's possible.
And
I don't know.
His accent, it's a celery. You know,
But the funny part was that once he had said that this puree was celery, no one could not taste celery. We're like, it's exactly what it tastes like. Oh, I don't know.
So anyway, it was kind of white and like thick and almost had like, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember because it looked actually kind of green in the thing, or whitish green. Maybe it was that. I don't know. But the point I was trying to make was like reiterating your point was like, what your brain fixates on what you think it is, and it's trying to force it, and no one could taste celery on this thing until they said celery, and then all of a sudden,
bam.
You go, how did we not know it tastes exactly like celery? Now I don't even like it.
Nothing else, right?
Yeah, I was like, I don't even like it now,
dude.
It's like if you're listening to this word, you only hear the word you're reading, brainstorm,
right,
green cum or whatever that one was, you know.
Right. Dude, I was thinking about. With me, like, you know how you are with food? How, like, if you don't eat, like, kind of every 4 to 6 hours, like, your body is in disarray.
Dude.
Like, your brain's in disarray, your endocrine systems are shoved up.
It fucks me
you
up.
You are
yes.
bad. You're just down bad, right? And so I'm that way with sleep. Like, if I don't get a good night's sleep or solid sleep, those are usually the days I'm probably going to pop off for no reason or be, like, snippy and be depressed or down. Like, my sleep is like, I've learned as I've gotten older how critical that is. I bring this up that when my son was born and we were sitting on the couch together, when I was like so sleep deprived, like more sleep deprived, because he was way worse than my daughter. Like, I was so sleep deprived, I was hearing my friends' voices in the kitchen. Like, I could hear these auditory hallucinations, and they were like so vivid and so real, and I was like wide awake and stuff like that. It really like scared me how powerful the mind is. Like, the fact that like it knew how to do the projection, the echo, the distance, and I'm hearing my buddy Dan's voice at some point. My buddy, like, that is,
dude, there
wild,
are certain voices that I've heard that are ingrained in my head, certain situations that every once in a while, like, it's Mark and I were talking about this one time. Like, sometimes we just get these images that pop in our heads out of nowhere, just like a visual. It's like, what the fuck? Get that? And they're usually not good images. Like, get that thing out of my fucking head, right? But they're voices that I like. Sometimes I'll hear, I'll relive. I go, wow, it sounded like it was right, like legit here. And it's really weird, man.
And I bring all this up to connect this back to the ghost thing, right? Is like, I think there is energies and things we can't measure and realities to like spirits and souls that are way beyond my capability and power. But I also feel like the mind's a powerful thing. And if you love someone enough and miss someone enough and want something to happen and like project haunting, it'll happen to you, is what I'm saying.
Dude, no, that's why I said, like the first time when my boyhood, I told a story on the show, like when my boyhood dog died, right? I was like in college. I went out one night and I went down to hang out with some friends down at school because I went to, it was like an hour away. And I get back, and I remember like after 2 days, I just opened my car door. My dog was old and had a certain distinct odor. smell, right? My car smelled like it, and the dog had never been in that car. And I was like, dude, either that fucker is in the car, or my brain is so powerful I'm actually smelling my dog. But it was weird because I wouldn't let my dog in the car because I wouldn't want the shit on the the smudge prints on the windows and the whole deal, right? That dog, anytime I had to take my dog somewhere, it was my mom's car. I ain't put it in my car. But it's like your brain can do that stuff. So was it, you know what I decided though? What makes me feel better? Do I want to say that my dog's energy was in the car and it made me feel better, him letting me know it was okay? Or was it my brain playing tricks on me? Which one was better for my well-being? I'm going to go with my dog was just letting me know it's all good. Because that made me feel better, and there's no reason not to.
And that, I think, is fair, but I also think at the same time, it doesn't matter where it came from. The feeling is the same.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what the source was. You got that moment.
Right.
And it doesn't matter.
It's like Phoebe Buffay when she said her mother came back as a cat. Did you ever see that episode?
I do remember that, oddly. So,
yeah.
All right, sorry. I know you got battery issues. Go.
Well, I've got a couple more here, but it's irrelevant. I want to know now. New time killer vein filler, little twist at the end. Where would you not go? If somebody said, Matt, you're not scared of ghosts, would you spend a night in Alcatraz? Would you? What's that haunted lake that everybody seems
right,
to
something with water. Yeah, surrounded by water, in water, near water.
So the Queen Mary would be that would
right.
Be a tough
That
one.
was like why the Queen Mary was avoided to blank. Is I'm not going to Queen Mary. It's a boat. Nope, boat. No thanks.
What about like the catacombs? Those seem kind of freaky.
There were some dope like caves where I grew up in Missouri or Kansas City. I don't know if you ever know that they're there. There's like some famous like underground cave systems, like
do people
Branson,
go spelunking?
Missouri, and like again where like Kansas City, there's a huge like.
Oh,
cave.
Branson's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, and it's kind of like cold down there. It's kind of awesome. So we grew up with like that being right around the corner. I felt like in a way, my grandpa liked to take us there. And then, like I said, like caves in Branson were always big, like growing up in Missouri. So like that part never freaked me out as much. But anything water, submarine, even a dock. Standing on a dock. I heard a scary story about spiders on a dock. I don't like docks.
Dude, I saw a scorpion in the bedroom one time. It freaked me out. You talk about spiders. It made me think of scorpions. And like, I found one in my briefcase for work.
Yeah.
My bag, my computer bag. And I was like, oh no, man. Now lights are on. Always.
I know this is not probably the moment to tell this, but like, I was on the way to jujitsu one time. Like I was on the way to strangle grown men and have grown men strangle me. Like I was on the way to basically die. Because in real life, if there was no one there to tap out or stop, like that's death. I die, right? And there was a spider on my bag. And I spent like 25 minutes with like brooms and vacuums and like different objects to try to like get it out of the bag. And I killed it. And you would have thought that I was Rocky and just slayed the Russian. Like,
no need to go to jiu-jitsu. I got all the adrenaline I needed.
Seriously, I actually went that night and just crushed because it was like that was one of my bigger like moments. But it was so funny. This giant spider was on my back. If I would have like not looked at it, it would like been the movie Arachnophobia. And it would like crawled in my bag, and then I'd been in the car, and it would have been like on my fucking shoulder, and I would have crashed the car, like Final fucking Destination style. Right. What's going on with me tonight?
What is scarier then? Would you want to be on a plane with snakes on a plane?
I don't mind snakes. They hurt, but I don't like scared of them.
They have some big fucking snakes in the Amazon.
No, that's what I mean. It's like objectively, like I get it. It would hurt. It'd be a pain in the ass, but they don't give me like the willies. If it was a plane full of spiders, kill me. I will jump out no parachute.
What about those camel spiders?
Jump out the window. Fuck a parachute. I will dive bomb. I will aerodynamically lean myself
out of this world as quickly as possible.
Kill me in a plane full of camel spiders. Kiss my ass.
Fuck. Dude, I thought about that because like I saw a preview for the new Fear Factor with Johnny Knoxville.
Dumb. I can't believe that's coming back. But yeah.
Dude, do not put me in any of those boxes with cockroaches. Or fuck you, dude. Go eat a dick. I'm not doing that.
You put me in a gymnasium with one cockroach, I tap out. I do have a bug thing.
I always wondered about like Naked and Afraid in like the Amazon. First of all, the afraid comes with just being out in the wild with no shelter. I don't need you. I can. Why are you going to take my clothes? Like, what does that fucking do? Like, I don't want to make clothes and have to live in Amazon with these fucking spiders and shit. Fuck you. Not happening.
No, dude, I think
My survival score is shit.
I
If I don't
also-
have, like, temperature controlled air conditioning and, like, heated seats in my car, like, my survival skills are low.
no. I think we both probably suffer from a little bit of that. But I grew up in a very bug heavy area, and I remember at a certain point it was so normalized. Even me that was afraid of bugs, like certain bugs didn't bother me or freak me out. Just other certain kinds irritated me and they were bad. But like it was so prevalent. You saw so many spiders, so many butterflies, moths, like June bugs, all those like things. It was whatever. But roly polies were another one. Daddy long legs, like or whatever. Is that what they're called? Daddy long legs? Yeah. So anyway, like all that shit. Tons of bugs. And some of them, again, normalized. I moved out here. I've lived out here. It's just like when you get used to the heat. I am not used to bugs anymore. If there's a bug anywhere near me lately, I'm like, ugh, like back to what I was like.
Dude,
oh, man,
one
it's
mosquito
bad,
bite, and
bro.
I'm like going to the ER or going to fucking urgent care. Like, what is this? The fucking thing got me.
Dude.
Whew. Dude, I'll tell you this. Back home, we had what we called the basement bugs. I don't know what the fuck they were. Centipedes, millipedes. They were some
sure.
nasty ass
Yeah,
things
dude,
that only
big
live
old
like in like
fuckers.
damp basements.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck you, man. No, I
Yeah.
can't. I always tell people I can't move back because of the weather. No, I can't move back because of the
Crickets and
fucking bugs, dude. Get those fuckers away from me.
It was like grasshoppers, crickets, like those big, they'll jump at you, like get the fuck out, like I hated it. So, okay. Anyway, give me a couple more would you rather's, and then we're pivoting
All
to
right.
main stuff here.
All right. Well, we kind of skipped it, but okay. Here, explore the confusing. Would you rather explore the confusing and architecturally impossible interior of the Winchester Mystery House, knowing the disoriented
Ooh, I
spirits
know-
of the rifle victims
yes.
are actively trying to find and confuse you,
I don't
or
know what's
take
coming next, but I'm going to do that.
or take a solo moonlight walk around the perimeter of West Virginia Penitentiary, because you might encounter the headless ghost of Frank Heyer.
I just want to go to the Winchester House and check that spot out. It's fire, bro. Cool, real cool.
Dude, have you gone to the haunted shit here? Zach, whatever his name is.
No, dude. I knew a girl that dated Zach Bagans pretty well, and he's a fucking moron and an idiot and a charlatan. So no.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go to any haunted stuff because I wouldn't want those fucking spirits to fucking stick to me and bring them home. Like
That's what I'm saying. There ain't no spirit sticking to you bringing home Zach.
you don't know
Bagans
that, dude.
shit.
Dude,
Zach Bagans a faker.
bro.
I'm saying this shit. I even gave you credit. This shit's real. It's not his shit.
Dude,
His
I
shit's
know somebody
fake.
that came back from Hawaii and was
Fake.
having all kinds of bad luck, and their parents were like, "What? You brought back rocks from Hawaii? Why? Everybody knows that." And I was like, "Yeah, you haven't seen that episode of the Brady Bunch where they did that? Sent the shit back and things turned around. I'm just telling you." And they say, "Oh yeah, we get people. They have bad luck all the time when they leave here, and they send all that shit back. So if that shit's real."
Let's
then
have
what?
a discussion about probability and statistics paired with causation and correlation.
There was no self-fulfilling prophecies, if that's where you're going with this, because they didn't know about the thing until they're like, why does fucking everything bad happen? Oh, you got those rocks, send them back, and bang, life got good.
So those things would not have happened positively had they kept the rocks. Jason, that's ridiculous. You think that the butterfly effect of one act of rocks flying across some fucking invisible barrier that we've created? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. The atoms in the universe, the minuscule amount of atoms in that rock in the human
But they have
beings-
scientific evidence to prove that everything's connected.
Right, quantum string theory, and yeah, totally that nature. But I can't imagine that the specific mechanism is the rocks leaving, and then if those rocks were not shipped back via FedEx, in a plane.
So it's just a coincidence.
Exactly. That's what I think.
So
Sometimes,
what I think is interesting.
that's what I'm saying about probability and statistics is like there's a mathematical chance that their luck turned around at that moment,
But
regardless of
I,
anything
I,
else.
I do believe in the law of attraction. I think that's legit.
What's that?
Like where if you get what you sort of believe or focus on, right? It's almost like self-fulfilling prophecies, right? If you think
Like
you're
a
going to
manifest reality thing?
basically, yeah. Because some of the books I've been listening to, because I don't read, I've been listening to, like, even if you go back to the ones they wrote like in the 30s about like there's one book about following, like, what do all of these people that became very successful, these millionaires, it always start with the number one thing that they had was like this unshakable belief that things were going to work out. So what they thought is that their habits backed their beliefs, right? You think it's going to work out, so you start creating habits, right? And you're like, it's going to work out. We'll figure it out. We'll go. We're go-getters. But not only do you start lining yourself up with those things, but when you line yourself up with those things, you actually attract more of those things to you, right? The power of positivity, right? You stick around. Like I've had a number of experiences I'm not going to go into the details of, is the second like the negative cloud. And again, a lot of it has to do with my behavior, right? Like you remove a negative cloud and then things start to get better because I start to get better. But people are generally attracted to, and luck is generally attracted to those that typically have a good attitude, work hard, and believe, because other things are just, people are more attracted to positive people than negative people. You know what I'm saying? So like there is something to that.
Yeah.
And even if it's the power of manifesting or your power of your brain to perceive the world differently, the placebo effect still works.
No, I think those are two
everybody gets better once they start a medical trial.
I think
even the placebo group, because it fucking works.
It's a belief, right? And I think that's the key. Is I think those are two very different things in my mind. That one is fuck, holy shit, that was crazy. Like it was right there on the tip of my tongue, and the moment it was coming out, it just completely crashed out of my brain. I blame the peanut butter and jelly. No, give me the last thread you just pulled. I will pull the rest of it.
I was just saying we were talking about the law of attraction.
Okay, I think. Oh, okay,
Self-fulfilling prophecies.
Right. I think there's two things that
Placebo
they can
effect.
be true at the same time. Is that those are two things in my mind. Is one, you can be just a more positive person, and people like that, and that likeness is rewarded. Like I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
And I also think that like it doesn't have to necessarily be like some universal, like mechanism that's necessarily drawing that. It can just be the payoff of the social reward.
But, no, agreed. But also, if everything is sort of connected and everything has vibrations and everything is somehow impacting the field, right? In quantum physics, they call it the field.
Yeah. True.
Like things behave differently when you're looking at them than they do when you're not looking at them. It's just, they've proven that, right?
Yeah.
So somehow even looking at them impacts the field, which impacts that. So your energy of your brain, your thoughts, your actions all impact those other things in a way. So it's almost like there's proof behind the fact that like you can draw that shit in, right? Which again would make it either the placebo effect or the law of attraction or a self-fulfilling prophecy. Is that like if there is that field that is impacting everything and you believe maybe. So my point is that maybe the bad luck was coincidences,
right?
But the second you send it back and be like, okay, it's going to change, and it does, you're expecting a change, you're looking for a change, but if you affected the quantum field, you've actually made it change because you believed it was going to change. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I think that's, again, I think exactly, and I think sometimes even my skepticism or even my confidence sometimes in the most simplest of like things, it's weird. It's almost just like a safety thing because I want control. I want to feel like
understand.
Yeah, I want to feel like I'm in control. And you know me, I'm not saying, like, again, to your point, I'm not
super controlling. Yeah,
I kind of am. No, I mean, I think you're being funny, but I kind of am. Like in some ways, I love to have a rental car when I go places. Like the way I am with the show, the way I am with like the buttons on the show. All those things, like I can gravitate towards that way. So like I want that sense of control. And when you talk about things that are basically like you're saying, I should be rewarded by saying, oh, it is in my control. I can attract things. I can be positive. I can manifest what I want in the universe. I should take it as a sense of control. But I think it kind of freaks me out. It makes me go the other way. So it's like, and I can admit
dude,
that.
I will tell you this, that like, I had something happen to me recently that freaked me the fuck out because I was like, is that really how it works? And it scared me. You know what I mean? Like something just a belief structure that something was going to happen and it did. And most of the time I'm like, yeah, no, I know things are going to work out. Just feel that way, whatever. And it does. But this one particular thing, I was like, get the fuck out of here. It freaked me out. But, that shit happens, Matt.
I feel you, my guy. Listen, I think for some reason this is like way more like deep and intense and crazy of a conversation than even our main discussion is going to be. But I do think we need.
I can figure out how to make it deep. My day was very emotional today, so maybe I went in a deep direction than a light-hearted direction.
No, it's good. I think it's great. But is there something that before we go to the main discussion, which might be a little bit of a fun topic? Is there anything you want to talk about or say or anything, about your day?
No, dude. I am not ready to share that with our fans.
I just didn't know if you're feeling a moment of a little drunkenness and vulnerability. If you have,
I'm
not like the details. I just meant like you're going through, like you've had a rough day. Like what's it like to come on the podcast, drink a couple beers, and like kind of get some steam off? Like, how are you doing?
So fortunately, I had somebody not related to the situation to talk to about the situation and just fucking unload.
Right.
And just
we need that. We need to unload.
Dude,
we got to dump. We got a trauma dump, dude. Trauma dump, they call it. Good
dude,
word.
and it just like, and I'm gonna, because a lot of times I always feel like I have to be the rock, the even keeled one. I've got to adapt to other
you've
people.
Talked about that a lot on the show, dude.
Dude, and sometimes I'm just like. I think about this, bro. And I just told somebody this the other day. I was like, I feel like I'm a lot of times everybody else's like security blanket, their safety net. Yeah. And I grew up, when I was growing up, I should put it that way. When I was growing up, I've had some things that happened to me. It was like, I don't want to have to rely on anybody for anything ever. Ever. I don't want to be trapped. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to feel like I want to feel like I'm 100% self-sufficient. That way my life is in my control, right? It's a control thing.
Hey, theme of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, but it's true, right? And I would rather be the person that's relied on than the person that's always relying on people. I'm not. I'd rather be that. There's no question. But sometimes the downside of being the person that's relied on, the downside of that, dude, is that sometimes you have to fake the strength and the calm and just be the rock and be like, hey, everything's going to be okay. It's fine. You're thinking about this. And a lot of times when I'm talking, we talked about this before, you telling somebody else something, you're viewing their situation unemotionally, right? You're actually talking to yourself too, giving yourself that pep talk. And sometimes I have to be my own like hype man and just, I have my alter ego that tells me stop being a little bitch, get your shit together, the whole thing, right? But every once in a while, dude, like my therapist was telling me, I go, why is it so hard to be normal? Why is it so hard to be fucking okay? Like, why do I have to try so goddamn hard? And she was like, sometimes just don't be okay. It's fine. Like, you don't have to fight it all the time. You're exhausted because you fight it. If you're fucking sad, just be sad. And just fucking do everything sad that day. Just accept it. So she's trying to get me to work on acceptance. But some of the shit that I'm going through sometimes, especially being helpless to help, like, listen, there are certain things in this world, for example, watching suffering. Let's just leave it at that for right now. Eventually I'll share the story.
You don't need to do nothing. You don't owe anybody anything.
No, I know. But I feel like watching suffering is very difficult when you can't do anything about it, right? And we all suffer one way or the other. But every once in a while, dude, like I told my therapist, I was like, yo, look, Shelly, I can't give in to those feelings because I feel like I'll just collapse on the floor and not continue. And she's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. She's like, well, if you don't let out a little bit of that steam, you're going to end up on the floor not being able to continue. Like, you have to be. So, dealing with some of the shit, I don't want to say I had a meltdown. I had a way to vent, but I let out some emotions today. They were bottled up, and it felt.
The show where just like our emotions, the beers are bottled in.
Yeah, it was fucking. Sometimes the shit is hard, and I don't always. Sometimes it's nice to have somebody else to be a security blanket, the safety net, and somebody else to be like I don't always want the hug. Sometimes, like, I don't always want sympathy because I want somebody to be like, dude, you're being a bitch. Get your shit together. Fucking thanks. I need that. But every once in a while, I'm like, can somebody just fucking take over for me and just do this shit? Because I give up. I just fucking give up. I don't want to fight whatever it is. I don't want to fight it. If I'm maybe I'm just a miserable motherfucker. maybe that's just me. I'm just a sad, depressed, anxious person, and that's how I'm going to live my life.
Dude,
you know?
No, man, what I would say is like, I appreciate your vulnerability. Like, it's tough to even share and express that much, and you're fighting back a lot of emotion even talking like right now. And so I think one thing is like, I've said this phrase to you, but I believe in it, and I want you to like, I want it to, hopefully be helpful to you, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's a
Is that
phrase.
9 Inch Nails?
No, dude,
Johnny
it's
Cash?
an old school like king thing. Is like, when you're the king, when
I'm sure that was 9 Inch Nails or Johnny Cash.
Fucking no. I think
Anyways,
it was,
I like
think
it.
It's
Go
a
on.
phrase, but it's like when you want to be that stoic guy, when you want to carry the shield for the family and be the first in, when you want to be the one that's the rock and the stoic one, like, you're right. Like, you're gonna you're gonna build up that steam. You're gonna take on that pressure. So just you are the king. And I want you to like to remember that sometimes, like in some weird positive way, spin it in a way and say, yeah, I've earned.
I love that.
I've earned this like right to like call myself the king, but that also comes with a lot of pressure. And so it's okay. Just like heavy is the head that wears the crown. And
Right.
that's who you've built. That's the life you've built. That's who you are for everyone in your life. But just understand your head's going to be heavier than any other person in the family because of that.
And that's interesting that you say that, because first of all, dude, I love
And
that.
got
I
more,
love
but
that.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I love, dude. I really fucking love that, because I think sometimes when you look at, like, you hear a king, you think of authoritarianism.
Sure. You
right?
want to think of it like, yes, a wielding power like a blade.
But that's not necessarily a king. The king is the one that's like,
in charge, the leader,
right?
the boss,
but,
the chief.
But
the
they,
jefe.
but like, there's no reason for other people around me to suffer. Let me take the suffering as much as I can. Like, there was like this thing that somebody sent me one time about, like, there was like this stick figure walking through, and there was somebody jumping off a bridge, and somebody like these stick figures, and this person was like just was taking all of like the negative energy and taking it and taking it and taking it, and then they got home, and their dog greeted them at the door, and their dog just like filled their cup back up, and I was like, somebody was like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of you, and I was like so appreciative of that. Because, I don't know, it just meant like I'm doing everything I can, and then
Yeah, man, and you are that, and so like that is who you are. You've built that life for yourself. You're that person for so many. But just like I think your therapist is right. Like, yeah, sometimes just lean into it, lean into the sadness, lean into the pain.
yeah, it's
Be
fucking
okay with having a bad day. I said that to you when we came in. I was like, yeah, man, like, we're human. We all have our days, no matter how tough we want to be. So I'll tell you this, and this is like where I don't want this to sound like a little tough love, but I want it to sound like a little tough love. But I want you to like hear me hopefully a little bit when I say this, because you've been doing a great job lately of doing some martial arts. You've been doing some boxing and things like that, right? And when you have like that David Goggins voice in your head, brother, and it is saying you're a little bitch, and you're doing like this negative self-hate, it is such like an old like patriarchal or abusive fathers talking to us to think that way and kind of have like that negative self-talk about yourself. That's for weak men. That's why I want to give you like, you're not a weak man, and I think this is a part and parcel, again, just because of how my dad also was like abusive and like rough with me, is that I unfortunately have to come to that kind of realization and that actualization through like jujitsu or like martial arts. That confidence I finally had that like I was like, I could handle myself or something like that. Again, it's very masculine. It's very old school. Like the very thing I'm saying, don't think about, but like, I think that should give you the validation that you need from your dad. And so like, just chill on the negative self-talk about, dude, when you're emotional and being a bitch. Like, that is, I have another guy I'm working with, and he's doing the same thing. And it's just like, it's sad to me, guy. Like,
dude,
you are I fucking played basketball with you. I felt you're a grown ass man in like that way. You're a tough guy. You could protect your family. You could protect your loved ones. You could protect yourself. Like, you got it. You're fine. What the fuck else do you need your dad's voice like ringing in your head, dude, calling you a bitch and calling you a pussy because you're emotional, because you're having a bad day?
But like in my head,
that is the dumbest shit I've heard, bro. You know,
but in my head, it's what's one of my voices telling me, like the same one. It's like, don't be a little bitch, is also like just as adamant, if not more, when I do what good. Like, fuck yeah, that would, you know what I mean? Whereas a lot of time it's the other way around. Like, you don't get the, you know. But the negative self-talk, I don't know why. I was just having a conversation with my buddy who was like, he lost a lot of confidence because he was out of a job for a while.
Right.
And then when he got his job, he was like, "Oh yeah, I realize I'm really good at this." I'm like, "Well, you had like 20 years of you doing your job that you were really good. You had 6 months or a year where you were out of a job, mostly because you fucking went skiing for 6 months and then you decided to look for one. But after that much time, you didn't get you had a couple losses in a row. You get a job, and now you're like, oh yeah, why is it like confidence is only like recent?"
No,
It's a weird
that's-
thing.
but I hope yes, and I think I'm trying to like instill in you at least what I constantly see you do is you are hard on yourself when you have the rough days. You juggle a lot, you deal with a lot. There's a lot on your head. You are the crown, you have it, and I'm sick of you kind of like beating yourself up for being emotional or being weak, like or having a bad day. I just think, and maybe I'm coming at it through the wrong lens of talking about your toughness or talking about like you've proven that part of it. Because again, maybe I'm projecting.
No, so when my therapist said the same thing. She's like, because I was like, because I told her I get competitive, and she told me, she was like, oh, if you're competitive, you got to look at it like this. You already won. What you're doing, most people wouldn't be fucking doing.
Right. And you do everything right, and that's why I just don't want you to beat yourself up for when things.
I have a bad
tough.
habit of that. It's really bad.
Right. And again, specific, like beat yourself up on other stuff. Beat yourself up on
Missing that fucking putt, 3-putting the guy.
Right.
Yes.
When you're playing
Lost
golf,
the skins
beat
today.
yourself up at work when you could have been better. Beat yourself up when you weren't there for like Lulu when you could have been. Like beat yourself up for the things that matter, but just don't beat yourself up because you're having a bad day. Because you don't deserve that.
No, but it's interesting. I do like that. I like that crown thing because I think with the crown comes. It's not just about authority and about. It's not a narcissistic crown. You're taking on the responsibility of those who need the fucking safety net. They need certain things, and you got to balance doing for people, standing by their side while they do things, so you can support them by letting them fail and fall and learn on their own. It's a whole constant up and down of like, I mean, you have children, right? So, yeah, when do you do it for them because it's easier for you? When do you do it for them because it's easier for them? When do you let them fail on their own and touch the stove? When do you stand next to them and guide them through the process while you watch them fail, learning that that's the best way for them to learn the thing? When do you show them unconditional love and support while also letting them feel the consequences of their actions? Like, That's the fucking king, is doing these things to help uplift the whole village, the whole community, not just it's about me sort of thing, right? So, anyways, I appreciate that because
and that's
cool.
You need to like think of that phrase and then just stop being so hard on yourself. All right. So, listen, this might be the longest episode we've ever had so far. We're not even at the main discussion. We're at an hour, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep rocking this thing. I don't work tomorrow. I have PTO, so I'm cooking all day for Halloween. So. I'm chilling like a villain, but we do need to get to our... It's time for that main discussion, where just like today's beer, our emotions are bottled and canned. Oh, Jason, the main discussion.
Matt,
What?
are the emotions of the main discussions, are they going to be bottled or are they going to be canned?
Brother, not just today, but every day, they're a little bit of both.
They tell you my emotions were pretty fucking bottled up today.
Man, that was great, man. They're bottled and canned, and that's what it's all about. And I'm so glad you can get it out here. But the next thing, I need you to pivot. I need you to pivot and learn. Don't even look ahead. Look at me. Think about me. I got you.
Do we have any more PB? Do we have any more fucking Smuckers beers?
So first off, I want you. No, we don't actually. Sadly,
dude. Where'd you get that shit?
They have down at Liquor Lineup, just like down the street on Sky Canyon.
On my way home.
Yeah, like Liquor Lineup is like go left.
I'm going to get a 30-pack of these
Seriously.
bitches.
No, I mean you. Honestly, no joke. At this place, 12 of any of the cans of craft beer, $60, $50, no matter what the price is of it. So you can just go there and get a 12-pack of tall cans, $50.
You remember those Big Johnson T-shirts?
I loved those Big Johnson T-shirts. Big Dogs, Big Johnson, No Fear, and loved them all.
Yeah, the one I got in trouble at school was you said liquor, something about liquor, and it was Big Johnson's like.
Liquor up front,
poker in the rear. Yes, that shirt.
I knew exactly the one, brother. So anyway, yes, I do. All right, so mixtapes, right? Name of the beer, mixtapes. Something we grew up with, right? Started with cassette tapes and the radio, and you're hovering over the radio, and you got to hit the record button at the right time as soon as that song's about to play. And if you could do that like 8 to 10 times on 2 different sides of the tape, you could pull off like a mixtape.
Yeah, and kids at home, you don't fucking know how hard that shit is to not catch reps. And then the DJ would come in the middle, like, oh, wait, sorry, fucking the song's not over, bitch.
Okay. So that went from that. Then it kind of went to like, I think people like having cassette tapes in their house or 8-tracks and then playing the cassettes and then on another device recording like the thing, which would degrade the sound, right? And then it went to like burning CDs, which at first was just like taking an image of a CD and then like making more copies of it. Then it went from like kind of the precursor to streaming where it was like Napster, Kazaa, LimeWire, and you could download any song you wanted and then you could rearrange them in any place you wanted.
Those names just brought me back, bro.
And then you could burn CDs. And then it went to like now where we are today is that same concept of like sharing streaming music over the internet, but it's playlists, Spotify playlists, YouTube playlists. Here's my playlist, right? But at the end of the day, the mixtape is something that's like so fucking critical to our development. Go.
Does And One mixtapes, are they included?
I guess because those were video mixtapes, but they were based on the concept of the audio mixtape, right?
Okay.
So my question for you is like, this is kind of like, I want to take this a few different directions, okay? So one, I want you to think about
2, 3, into the 4.
your favorite mixtape that you remember. Was it a cassette? Was it a CD? Was it like keep it to hard media? Let's keep it to hard media. And then like, did you make it or did someone else? And then what do you think about like, yes, let's talk about that awesome transition. We got to experience, our generation got to experience the holding the record button over the radio all the way to fucking Napster and LimeWire and Kazaa. Like we got to
now we don't even have like
Right,
we don't
and
even
now
have
that's archaic,
we legit
right.
probably don't even really own music because we just lease it by paying our I mean it's in our playlist, we can do it, but like yeah.
Okay, so like
That's
which direction do you want to take it or both?
So let me just start with the mixtapes. Favorite mixtape. We've all made mixtapes. We've all heard mixtapes. I've had some old school mixtapes with hip hop on it back in the day when I wasn't really allowed to listen to that kind of those swear words, which always reminded me about one of my.
Can I tell you the song my sister had on a cassette real quick?
Yeah.
What's the Dr. Dre and like the
Chronic?
No, the movie, like when they were old school,
Friday?
and they were like, no, like the
Kid and Play?
Ice Cube and
NWA.
Yes, NWA. Walk up to a pimp, slap a hoe. Because the boys in the hood are always hard.
Yes.
You're talking that trash and we'll pull your card.
Yes.
What is
yes,
whatever
yes.
that's like. Quit talking that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit. Okay, so like my sister had that, and we would listen to that song without my parents would like go out to dinner and stuff like quietly. So yes. So.
Dude, we used to go get at church. We used to go outside, and one friend had a Grand Am, the other one had a this is gonna fucking date us, dude. Had a Splash, Ranger Splash, had it fucking rims on it and the system, the whole deal. And we used to just sit in the parking lot at church and listen to fucking Snoop and Easy and the whole deal, dude. Yeah, check it out, Ford Ranger Splash. It had the sport sides.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, dude, and he had they had to cut the back out so he could put because that's back when boxes you had to put like the box and he had to cut the back out. So dude, it was cool.
Awesome, that's awesome.
Dude, yes. Speaking of that though, one of my favorite back then was it 7th grade CD covers was Snoop, Doggy Style.
Yeah.
That one I remember. Like I even have the record. I went back and bought a record because I got a record player. I bought the record that Snoop Dogg. The dog crawling into the doghouse like that yeah, look at that. Like that is one of my favorite album covers of all time, dude. It was so cool, dude. That was like, and you were saying LimeWire and all this other shit, Napster, dude. That brought me back to a day, and that made me think, man, if I could rewind time, I would go back there in a fucking heartbeat. I would go back there in a fucking heartbeat, bro.
So, I mean, but like, I think we could do this topic later, with just specifically on like Napster and downloading music and streaming and all that, and BitTorrent. I could talk about. I have literally been a part of the entire change of technology on the bleeding edge every time. Like, I don't want like almost braggadocious, I would say. Like, yeah. I was always the first kid in my school district that was on top of.
Did Metallica ruin all that shit?
Huh?
Metallica ruined
Yeah,
it.
fucking Lars Ulrich, man, with Metallica fucking cock rings. Okay, never mind. That's a whole. There's an animation on steakandcheese.com.
I didn't realize though when they were like
it was the internet versus Lars Ulrich. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, when they stole it, I didn't realize that the artists back then, like, you hear them on the radio, you thought they were fucking rich and wealthy, and what are they just being greedy? But you're like, oh no, we didn't know the record labels took all the money. These guys were fucking broke as shit.
Right, and so again, it was like totally different.
No
again,
fucking
He
clue.
was just such an asshole. But again, like he wasn't wrong totally, but like that was more of a music industry issue than a Napster streaming issue.
Right.
But let's not even get into that.
Right.
But like go back to it. What was like? I remember. I could tell you like the top 3 like burned CD mixes, and all of them are CDs. Like none of them are tapes or anything. But I could say that I could tell you the top 3 burned CDs. If I made it, if someone else did, and the ones I would like listen to the most, and I know exactly the ones.
I could tell you that like we stole a couple from a party, that were great. But the one that pops to my mind was like literally play off the radio, hit the like record play button at the same time on the fucking thing. And my sister and I, it still comes up occasionally. She fucking recorded off the radio Informer by Snow. Dude, I fucking shit you not, dude. Not only did she record it off the radio and listen to it all the time, she hit play and stop and wrote down what it sounded like. Play and stop. She did the whole fucking song from start to finish, wrote down all the lyrics. Dude, there was not one word in any of those fucking lyrics. She wrote it down phonetically how it was sounded. And you ask her today, she could probably sing the whole song and sounds just like him without any motherfucking words. Other than former. But, like, dude, no one knows what those real lyrics are.
To this day, linguists
no clue
that song.
Right.
They have no
and
idea.
My sister
Yeah,
has
right,
written
right,
down.
right.
I wonder if it's still in her possession. But I remember it was like years and years later, after she moved out, we found the lyrics in a drawer. And it was like not other than the word like informer, no one.
Boom, boom, down. It was like
Wiki boom boom down. Like what?
It was wiki boom boom down. It was like just jargon, just
Dude,
slop, dude.
Right,
Yeah,
and it sounds identical.
But you get it, so you knew.
Dude, so that was one of the other ones, and the other one was a little bit given some of the situations that in life. I remember my cousins had made someone I'm close to a mixtape on a CD, and I still have that. One of them is no longer with us, and unfortunately, that's a thing. The other,
yeah, man.
I don't even want to go down that, but that's one of those that just, that one's pretty meaningful.
Yeah, it's deep. It's good. Love it. All right, I'll go. So I'll give you a chance to breathe here, because I am just this light topic has turned.
Yeah, well, you didn't expect it to be from one dead person to a soon-to-be dead person. Yeah, no, yeah, but that was a very meaningful one. But yes, that one's never getting tossed.
Bro, I feel like there's been 8 rakes and I've stepped in them.
No, dude,
night.
it's just the fucking
I'm
way.
trying, bro. I'm trying to not do this. Okay, so the first one, in no particular order, but there's 3 that stick out to me. Okay, I will rank them. That was easy. I kind of closed my eyes and I just stack ranked them. Number 3 on the list is when I first turned 16, I purchased kind of a mega mix, and I had like I remember I had this truck. This is Nissan S10, like kind of like a Chevy S10, like a Nissan X10 or XLE or whatever. It was the size of an S10,
Right, like the Frontier,
right?
What they're called now.
But like they're tiny. They're like small, like tiny trucks. It was black and it was awesome, and I got a CD player installed right before I turned 16.
From Circuit City, or
no, I went to like a small independent auto shop. Or like everyone
Audio
knew
City, like one of these kind of
spots. Like it was local, and they were like, "Hey, you can either spend like you had like $500." Everyone chipped in, like got it for me. It was like you can have a really good like unit, or you can have a medium unit and like an upgraded speaker and sound system. And I was like, upgraded speaker and sound system all day, dude. What are you talking about? So like I had this awesome setup, and I had this album, and it was like it was a mix, and it was cool. It was just like it was just topical of the time, but it was just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But it was just like this shitty band Pressure 4-5. It was like Sum 41. It was Sublime. It had some Incubus on there because they like it was 2003 or whatever. I mean, this was like I don't know what was going on. Anyway. It was cool. It was a good mix of everything. and then totaled that car, but whatever. But like that album, like that little mix was so cool. And like I'm like the 11 days I had that car included a couple weekends and like
11 days.
I know, right? And like I would have longer drives, but I kept that album, like that mix or that mixtape, and like brought it, to the other cars. So that one's good. And then the next one would be my buddy Noel, who's kind of like my music shepherd in life. I feel like is that if I've had like more pound for pound music come from one person, it's my future to be brother-in-law Noel. He's gonna marry my wife's sister Stephanie. He just always for years has had such a great ear for music, and he passes everything along. One time he made me this mix, and I mean it was just like front to back, and a band, not a single band I'd ever heard of, and it was just like all these awesome songs and everything. I just remember being like but it was funny because you didn't really know who it was, so like I had to write him and be like, "What is track 6?" And he wrote it on a piece of paper. And like I lost the piece of paper, so I'd have to call him like, "Do you remember what track 8 was?" He's like, "How does it go?" And I'd have to sing it to him. But like, if I wish I could find that like album. It was great, that little mix. And the last one is.
Did you ever have like a 10-disc changer in the back?
My wife had an 8-disc changer in her Nissan Titan, but like it got stuck, and the 8 discs that were in there, that's what she had to listen to. She
just never up could
so
get
right. She was kind of like, "I'm sick of these 8 out CDs," whatever. So yes, but I never had more than like a 3 maybe in
whatever
car.
was in the in-dash.
Right. I was one at a time.
I always had the visor thing. Like you just fucking throw them.
Well, we had like the binder book with the zipper, and like I was very.
What I hated about that, dude, was like I'd always buy a CD because there's very, very rarely, unless it was something live or something, that I could listen. Or Doggy Style was one. You can listen from start to finish.
Oh, don't do this to me right now. Oh my God, why would you say that?
I only could get like 2 or 3 songs out of a CD before I had to fucking switch it.
Okay. You just did something that's like you don't understand what you just did to my brain. I'm so pissed at you right now. So one,
great. I love it when
let me get this out, and then I'm gonna yell at you. Okay, number 1 album is the one that I made my wife a mix. My now wife. Like when we first met, I like went through all my library.
She wasn't always your wife?
No, turns out. And when we first met, like I kind of made a mix for her. That one was like partial just music I wanted her to like listen to and expose her to that I thought were good songs, and the other part was that like there was a couple like literal love letters in there because I fell in love with her so fast, and I was trying to like when I first met her there was this one song with like very heavy lyrics about how I want you to know what love is. Like basically it's kind of like the sentiment.
It's like Bryan Adams or some shit?
No, it's like an electro. I'm gonna play it for you as soon as we're done. Like remind me. It's a sick fucking song. Inner Party System is the band. Anyway, moral story is like she loved that, and like we're about to see the 20th year anniversary of one of the songs I put on that album for her. And she like fell in love with that song and like has come to love that band. And now in December we're gonna be together watching that song live, and it was on that mixtape that I made for my wife. And again, like it was funny. She actually was like, "Dude, he makes good mixtapes." And then her sister Stephanie, I just mentioned, was like, "I want one," and I made her a pretty good one too. So like, I still pride myself on that. Like I can put.
So why do you hate me for bringing that up?
Okay, so that was the positive part. I'm sorry, I just needed to dump that out. You're right. I'm getting a little drunk. I'm getting fucked up. Why I'm pissed at you is my buddy has put me to a challenge, and I have till Monday to put together my top 10 front to back albums, and it's stressing me out so bad right now. So when you were like, "Oh, one of those like front to back albums," I'm like, you don't understand like the level of stress I'm going through trying to like figure out.
Dude, they're hard. It's hard.
I have like,
what do you have on there right now?
I think I have 8 albums right now.
What
on
are
the
they?
list. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know what Sweden thinks about this.
Dude, my taste is going to sound so bad, I feel like, if people really are starting to unpack this.
Well, because if you want to go front to back, you can't always go like hip hop. You can go electronic because that's usually like pretty good all the way through.
That's
one of the random ones that I liked that I wasn't really a fan of, but I liked all the way through was like Fatboy Slim.
That's a good one.
Fatboy Slim is
That's
fucking
a
heaven.
good
Like
one,
that one. There's so many
at that.
mixed up. Obviously, I already said Doggy Style. That's one that you can listen to from front to back. And then there's also like there's the Doors live that I thought was pretty fucking good. You can listen to that all the way through. And then Dave Matthews, you're probably not a Dave Matthews guy, but he's got a couple live that are like you can go all the way through. They can listen to his whole set, and it was pretty good. Although he does get carried away sometimes when he gets high, it seems like. He just goes like instrumental for like 20 minutes. You're like, dude, next song, please.
Dude,
did you lose it all?
So confused. I had it as like a draft, I thought, but I don't see it. But I have like the reminder on my calendar. I gotta figure this out. Like this is bumming me out.
What genres were you in?
Okay, so I'll try to do something from memory right now, and I'll tell you. So one is like it's the oldest of old school. For me again, like this is like dating me in a weird way. But like Dookie from Green Day.
Dude, yes.
Enema of the State from Blink-182.
I like mine.
Again, that's fine. Hybrid Theory from Linkin Park.
What songs are on that one?
Like One Step Closer and
that was good.
Like where they broke their breakout album. And I was in 7th grade. I was young.
What about Limp Bizkit? I heard they're trending right now.
That
aren't they? Isn't it break stuff?
Right, and I would
Give
listen
me
to Kid
something to
Rock or
break.
Limp Bizkit when I was a kid, or Papa Roach.
Fuck that one Kid Rock one. What you could listen to almost all the way.
Again, I don't know.
Which one was that you can go through all the way through?
Whatever had Ball with the Ball.
That one was fucking legit, dude.
Well, right, but I mean, I was like, again, I feel like to me, I was like so young and wasn't there. But then like it gets to there's a tiny band called The Movie Life from the East Coast. It's called 40-Hour Train Back to Penn. 4 Year Strong. There's 2 different 4 Year Strong albums that are like front to back for me.
I don't even know who
There's
they
a
are.
band called Polar Bear Club, which is front to back.
No clue.
Chiodos, All's Well That Ends Well.
What genre are
The
these?
Faceless. Well, that last one is like post-hardcore screamo, like what people would call it. Faceless Akeldama is like metal, like the Acacia Strain 3750.
Oh, dude, if you're going metal, wasn't that
It's
one?
just like
That one
I haven't
Korn.
even scratched the surface,
Oh, dude,
bro. It's like the Silent Circus, Between the Buried and Me.
What about Korn? With that one Korn?
There is actually some solid Korn songs, but there's not like I was never like a front.
What about
back
Metallica,
Korn
the Black Album?
Yes and no, where it's like I was a little too young to like appreciate Metallica in its full form. I like songs, I knew songs, but I wasn't doing like full album listens at that time. Dude,
what's the most current full album? What does this have to do
there's
with
a band called
Smucker's
The
beer?
Format that I would put in there.
Can you remind me again what this had to do with Smucker's beer?
Like we're doing a mixtape. It's mixtape, dude.
Oh,
Mixtape.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
and
I was
then-
thinking Peanut Butter
Sorry,
Jelly.
the last one, like you said, like a current album that's like front to back.
Do people
By
even
the way,
listen that way?
Finch, What It Is to Burn was an album that I like front to back. There's so many. That's what I'm saying. I am crazy. Current. Man, yeah. Hot Mulligan, maybe. Bill Murray. Like, yeah, there's some, like, those, like.
Bill Murray.
It's spelled Bilmuri. But it's said Bill Murray, whatever. But, like, there are some, like, front to back
so
listens
very
from there.
few.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing though. Like, I'm a music guy. Like, I'm listening to new music all the time. I've discovered like new bands that I'm in love with. Big Ass Truck,
I
Holy
listen to, like,
Water. I'm fucking in on that shit.
There was a Romanian Christmas music album I can go front to back.
Romanian Christmas. Okay, all right. Okay, last thing, and then we're gonna wrap up because I'm getting tired. Even though it's like I know we started a little late, but I'm just tired and Old. That is true. And I've got a couple things I want to show you and talk to you about. Off a line.
Do we have offline drinking beers, or are we out?
I can get more. We got more beers.
I should have brought some this time, but I had a day.
So, all right. So anyway, you know what? Anything else on mixtapes? Like, I think we stated what our favorites were. We captured the essence. I think we discovered a future topic. I want to talk specifically about the era of downloading music. The last thing I'll say is like, it was really cool to me to be like, I was like the drug dealer on town who had access to like the fastest internet, and like I could burn CDs and get people whatever they wanted or needed. And then I thought that was so cool. Like, I think that was like a cool role I got to play in my school and my ecosystem.
The only thing I would like to say about the mixtapes are, because like I try and find playlists when I want to go play golf, and drive. Like I think when it comes to mixtapes, it's a little bit different these days because you can just hit Spotify and like songs. There was more of an art behind it before because you had to go through the effort of buying the CDs, finding them, and downloading was a little bit harder. But you actually had to listen to the whole thing to find out what you liked or didn't like. And back then, I used to say this to people before too, is like, dude, before we had satellite radio and then before we had like streamed radio, you had to listen to old school terrestrial radio. So you would have like my programs in my car would be like 1 through, let's say, 12. And they would be like the 12 Chicago stations in order how I like them. And you would just go like bang, bang, bang. And then like, you're like you go 5 and then go backwards and then it'd be all commercials. But you would end up expanding your, I guess, like what you would listen to. Like at least I did, because I wouldn't want to hear a commercial. I would keep going till there was music. So I was exposing myself to a lot more music back then. Now there's no reason to expose myself to more music because I could only listen to what I like and I don't need to listen. So sometimes when somebody brings something up, like I'm sitting there thinking like, dude, the genres I usually stick to, Matt, is very simple. It's either something hip-hop or some kind of EDM, right?
Okay,
Like
there you go.
that's where I'm at.
Sure.
And eventually, but I have some other stuff. I'm like I don't even listen to like the top hits anymore. Like sometimes I put it on just so I don't get like out of touch with it. Because some of the hip hop and EDM does cross over, but there's so many other things like from like that famous song from Demon Hunters. Like I didn't know what that was. I didn't know they're playing that everywhere. But like I have to like really force myself to get into other genres, or like I've started being like, because of some of the country hip hop crossover with some of the, I listen to like some like what the fuck is the rapper's name? Anyways, there's some mix over like Big X Plug is with Shabuzi and he's got like Morgan Wallen or whatever. So like some of these these mashups, that gets me over to the countryside a little bit. So what I liked about back then though, man, is like you really had to like expose yourself to other music to throw some stuff in, and you make a mixtape and it could tell your story.
It was a story.
It's a message. Right, it's a fucking story. Now it's just like,
right, and the order of it mattered. It was like, we're going to start with these few songs. It's going to build you up. Then I'm going to hit you with an emotional song. Then we're going to have fun again. I'm going to finish strong. You know, like
right.
It was like there was an art to the order of the what and the why.
Yeah,
so.
it's not the same anymore, man. So I definitely appreciate that, dude. So big ups to mixtapes.
Big up to mixtapes.
Big up to me.
Again, I thought it was a good topic, and it ended up being a lot better. But we had a good like soliloquy there in the middle as well. So. I don't know, man. I appreciate you, bro. And again, I know you're going through a lot, but You
know what helps, though, in all honesty, listeners, when you're struggling with stuff? Hit the fucking bottle. You start to feel better.
Okay.
Is that good? Is that good advice?
No, it's not good advice. Seek help. You have professional help in your life, so the bottle makes that possible. So let's be careful with advice like that. So all right.
Is that bad advice?
Probably it's terrible advice. So all right, well. Hit us up. Or
hit the bottle.
We do get emails sometimes. Bottled and canned pod, all spelled out, at gmail.com. Bottled and canned pod at gmail.com. At bottled and canned pod, also all spelled out, on our TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram. Bro, I'm losing it. I want to pet my dog. Come here, buddy. Anything you want to say to the people?
Good night, Sweden. Good night, NWI. Northwest Indiana, the region. Shout out.
Region rat.